Good morning, my tubies, my TikTokers, and my Twitter. SheilaTruelove here with you this fine January 1st. Happy New Year. I love you, and I want nothing but the very best for you for the year 2023. And hopefully, here's what we're not going to do. What I'm about to share with you, I want you to tell me, who do you feel is the blame? Now, I know people are going to see it from a different aspect than mine. People usually do, because they just do. But before you condemn what I have to say and how I feel about it, keep in mind that I pray to Jehovah God through Jesus Christ for wisdom, insight, intelligence, and common sense. Now, you have so many women in this world who have no common sense. Intelligent as all get out, but no common sense. They have no wisdom and they lack insight. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Here it is. She knew her marriage was over. My question is, why was she putting up with this? Notice how she says, I gave him chance after chance. Child, please miss me with that one, really.
Over when I was in Mexico because told me not to fucking talk to him. He told me not to talk to him while I was on the trip with him. And I'm like, wow, like I'm really on this vacation with my husband in Mexico, the most beautiful place ever, and I can't talk to my husband. That means that there's no intimacy going on. That means ain't no touching, no hugging, no anything. This man put a pillow in between us. And at that point, I knew I deserved better. I knew that I gave him so many chances, more chances than what he needed. More chances that I had given anyone else. I knew that I had let him slide, even though the first week when we were talking, I should have cut him loose, but I kept him. I knew that it was over when I was in Mexico because...
Do you see what I'm saying? She knew that it was over when she was in Mexico, whatever, it took that long. Obviously, he was treating her badly even before they went to Mexico, which is what a lot of married couples do when they feel that their marriage is starting to stagnate, or when they feel their marriage is starting to, it looks like it's falling apart. They feel that if we go on vacation, maybe this is what's going to help us to renew our marriage or what have you. I have no problem with women fighting for their marriage or anyone fighting for their marriage when God has put it together. Like the Bible says, what God has put together, let nobody pull apart or put asunder. Do you honestly believe for one iota of a moment that God would put one of his daughters with someone who treats them as badly as this dude has treated her? Of course not. But women, being so desperate and thirsty, they refuse to wait on God and Christ to pick their mate. And they never take time to think, maybe marriage is not for you. Maybe God and Christ is saying, no, it's not for you. Do women ever consider that? And let me tell you why I get really frustrated with these women. Because if you know anything about your Bible, God created a woman as a man's helper. How are you helping him when you keep co-signing his bad behavior? How are you helping him when you keep rewarding him? He cheats on you. He makes babies with other women. He abuses you financially, mentally, emotionally, with silent treatments. Or he's not doing 50% of the work in the household. He is so not a team player. And yet, you keep rewarding him by staying. You're the one in the wrong, because you're not doing what God designed you to do, as a woman. You're supposed to help make this man the best man that he can be. You're a helper. That's why we were created. Help this dude. Another reason why women have got to realize you are the prize, baby. They're not the prize. We are. We're not the ones who needed the help. They did. God created me as a gift to Bozo, the circus clown. And if they can't appreciate that, then they don't need to have you. You are beautiful. You are a gift. And you better know your worth and your value. You automatically got value just being a woman. Just being a woman. Each and every human being is on this earth because without a woman, let me put it to you like this. Okay. We know that the man plants the seed, but it's up to the woman whether she keeps the seed. The reason why everyone is breathing is because the mother didn't have an abortion. She didn't take the morning after pill. She didn't trip and fall down the goddamn steps purposely to lose the baby. We are the gift. You don't need no man to validate you. You are walking, talking, amazing. And you need to know that. At the same time, you have got to understand, you are not supposed to put up with rotten behavior. You have got to set boundaries, not only set these boundaries, but you have to stick to it. If he cheats on you, you dead that clown. He got to go. If you want to give him a second chance, I would never do that. But every woman is different, and I have to respect that. But he's got to get kicked out of the house for at least a year to 18 months. And he has got to go in counseling on his own, and then you have to go into counseling together. So we can try to figure out what caused you to cheat, opposed to communicate with me if you were not happy. What was the problem? Should you not have brought that to my attention? So we can try to work through this? But he gets one chance and one chance only. And if he's not willing to put in the work to try to remedy the situation, then I'm sorry, ladies. Oh, no, I'm not sorry. I'm happy to say you have to dead that clown. I know you don't want to start over again. You've invested so many years. You've given your better years or your best years to this circus clown bozo, and he lacked appreciation. Instead of having a life of feelings of gratitude, all he had was a effed up attitude. No appreciation. Why should he be rewarded with an amazing gift as a woman? We are, child, please. I get, what? You can't appreciate me? Something is definitely wrong with you. You have screws loose in your head. Especially if I'm helping to pay half the rent, half the food, half the utilities, dude. What's up? This is ridiculous. Now, if she's a housewife because she's young and maybe she's having children and she has to be a housewife for a while until you can at least get the children in daycare or whatever, because I have 2 children. 2, a boy, a girl, a man and a woman now. And I always worked. I had to take time off from work. My husband, to be honest with you, my kid's father, amazing provider. He was awesome. The man used to give me all his money, and he used to show me the pay stub and put all the money in this treasure chest. He was a great provider. When I couldn't work because I was pregnant, I worked a little bit when I was pregnant, but then I stayed home a bit. And then, you have to wait till the baby is at least 6 months. So, of course, he have to be able to provide and take care of that when you are of childbearing years. But when I'm talking about these 40-year-old women, they normally should have their children already. They already know what it's like to be in a relationship with a man. So they shouldn't be sitting up here talking about, no, I'm not paying 50-50. That's the same as being a roommate. No, it's not. It's not the same as being a roommate, sweetheart. Because with a roommate, you don't have sex with your roommate. You don't have to report in to your roommate. Your roommate cooks for themselves, clean for themselves, do their own damn laundry. Your roommate don't get to tell you what you can do, what you can't do, even though you're a damn adult. That's crazy. A roommate don't get to say who you was talking to on the phone. You don't have all those issues with a roommate. And I can't put enough emphasis on why it's so important for women to pay 50-50 when it comes to the household. You have some say-so now. You have some power in that house. I pay half the bills up in here, honey bunny. So we can sit down and we can have a family meeting and try to work out a compromise here. That's great. Yeah, we can do that. It's called communication. Because without communication, you have no relationship. And if these men are not willing to work with you as a team or as a partner, he don't need to be in your life. And as much as you hate to hear that, it is what it is. And you have to understand, we're not living back in your grandparents' time, your great-grandparents, or even your parents. This day and age, men have so many options. You are so easily replaceable. They got a lot of thirsty, hungry females out here who are willing to pay 50-50 and move in and replace you, move you out. See, it's not so easy for him to want to have you leave when you're contributing financially. Because now he has to try to consider, I got to try to find another woman who's going to be willing to pay financially, blah, 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 blah. He can do it, but it's not going to be as easy. Why make it easy for them to replace you? Let them see the value, not only financial value that you bring, but you bring spirituality. You bring, I'm a team player, I'm a partner. You know what I'm saying? But you got to pay 50-50 on that rent or mortgage or what have you. You got to, for your own protection, so that you will have some power in that house. He could come home today or tomorrow if he's paying everything. He could bring one of his side pieces right up in the house, lay up in the bed, going at it with her. You walk in, catch all that. What the hell can you say? You don't pay for nothing. You don't have no say-so what goes on in this goddamn house. If you don't like it, he could tell you. You could bounce. You could bounce. But when you paying, baby, you be like, oh, no, you don't bring nobody in our home. I pay half the bills in this mofo. And I'll be damned if I allow you to disrespect the place where I pay bills. But you can't say nothing when you're not paying for nothing. You got to pay the cost to be at least half the boss. And I don't understand. See, that's where common sense comes in. You still going to have women talking this nonsense. I'm not paying. Well, then you wouldn't be in my house if I was a man. I'd show her to the door because I can replace you so easily with women who are making 6 figures, honey. 50,000 and up, 6 figures, and would be happy to go half because the other half that she don't have to pay, that's the money she's saving. She's saving that in her bank account, baby. You could bet on it. So she's glad that she found somebody who could go half with her. She don't have to pay at all. And that's where I say you could get a roommate. If he don't want to help, he don't want to do his fair share, show him to the door. He's living in his own place. Now he don't do 50-50. He got to do 100-100. He's doing his own laundry, his own cooking, his own cleaning, his own everything. 100%. How about that? And when you go over there to visit, I'm not saying you have to separate or divorce or anything. But if he wants you to do something in his new place, that's his place now. Charge him a fee. You want me to cook? $100. You want me to do your laundry? $100. Or whatever price you decide to put on it. It's up to you. But all of this nonsense? Hell no. Let me see if I can find part 2 of this video. Oh, by the way, her TikTok is Real Talk with Denise, in case you wonder who she is. Okay, guys, I found part 2. Here we go.
At that moment, it was partially my fault that I was in this miserable relationship. And when I say miserable, I mean a relationship that doesn't include intimacy and love, which is very important in a relationship. Just to have that affection and that close intimacy with a person. So when we was in Mexico, he told me not to touch him. I'm like, okay, cool. This man treated me like shit for 5 fucking days. He treated me like fucking shit. When I tell you he treated me like I wasn't worth anything, he treated me like shit, okay? Like I was going to the bars and drinking by myself. He treated me like shit. And so I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So on the 6th night of the vacation, you know, I was on my way back to the hotel room by myself in Mexico. And so I knew at that moment it was partially my fault that I was in this.
Okay. I think we have to go to part 3 of this. This is ridiculous. He treated her like defecation. A piece of defecation on a stick. And like she's right, she was partially, it was her fault because she stayed. She supported that. She encouraged it by staying. Just some crazy nonsense. This wasn't his girlfriend or his side piece. This was his wife. Okay, I found part 3 I don't agree with this. She said she found another man, stepped in, tall, gorgeous, whatever the hell, and she's like, yeah, you see what I'm saying with these women? They don't learn. You know, she talked about how he was tall and this, all of this shallow, superficial nonsense. But you have a lot of women, they love drama. They like signing up for chaos or what have you. They don't learn. Now, and I know it's important for you to try to move on, but I just don't agree. I told you, I am not a pick-me shot. I will never be that. I could never be that because I speak truth, and I'm all about the truth. Some people said I did a complete 180. It looked like I'm supporting men. Hell no, I'm not supporting men. I'm supporting the truth. I'm not supporting just women. I'm supporting men too. It is what it is. It's about the truth. And I think the truth is marriage benefits men more than it does women. Divorce tends to benefit women a lot more than it benefits men. That's for sure. I just think, and I'm not changing my mind on this, it's better to stay single because it's easier, especially when you don't want children. You already have your children. You're 40 years old and up. Please. I don't see the point in marriage. I keep thinking about when God created marriage, he brought the two together, Adam and Eve. Two perfect people. They were two perfect people who did a very imperfect thing, but they were perfect people. That's what I think marriage is for. This day and age. Even way back in history, you think about it, women were abused. Women were not allowed an education. You're not allowed to have property. You're not allowed to have a passport. You're not allowed to have you can't read. You're not allowed to play sports. You're not allowed to excel in anything. So all throughout history, women have been abused. Anyway, let me share this part. I know you're anxious to see it. Here you are, my loves.
To the hotel room, and long and behold, there was this fine, beautiful black man. There was this fine and beautiful black man. I swear, I thought like God himself has sent me this guy. I'm like, oh my God, he's tall, fine, beautiful, beautiful teeth, smell good. Like I was like sitting in the back of him, I can just smell like the cologne, like just coming my way. Nice watch, nice shoes. I was like, you know what? I think this is a sign. There's gotta be a sign, you know? This man was tall. He was about, you know what I mean, like 4 of my husbands put together. I'm like, there's gotta be a sign because God told me he was gonna double it. But anyways, so I started talking to this guy, and he had some nice conversation in the first, you know, couple of minutes on my way back.
Now, the way that she said, you know, this must have been sent from God. God did say he's going to double your blessing or double. Maybe God is saying, you know what? It's better for you to stay single. Because after she gets to know this fine, tall, good-looking black man, that same tall, good-looking, fine black man has access to these dating apps and social media. So we already know about narcissists and the love bombing and how it always starts off so beautiful, like a fairy tale, right? It's awesome in the beginning. And then the moment they feel they have you on the hook or they have you trapped, that's when the mask comes off. Now we're going to see this tall, dark, beautiful black man who's still a man living in the 21st century, who have so many options. And we're going to see how that turns out. And I'm not bitter. I'm better. I know better this time. Some people say, who hurt you? Somebody must have really hurt you. Who hurt you? No, baby, you're asking the wrong question. The question you need to ask, who woke you up? That's the question. Who woke me up? Thank you, Gregory Elliott. Thank you, Felix Pabon. All the other ones, I don't care about them. They didn't really matter. My husband, my children's father, and Gregory, my fiance, I was going to marry again. All the other in-betweens, who cares about them anyway? But those two woke me up. And who else woke me up? Listening to all of the other women all over the world. I have women calling me from the UK. Because, you know, I'm an advice coach. A paid advice coach. I work on donation basis. I have women calling me all over the world. Africa, Asian countries. I have women calling me. I live in New York. They're calling me from Florida, Atlanta, all over the world, telling me about these husbands and how a lot of these women who have been married for 20, 30, and 40 years, and they talk about how many of those years were miserable and misery, while they were going around telling people, my husband, he's a good man. I got me. Man, child, please. You're not fooling me. Women trying to save face, trying to pretend like, oh, I have this great marriage. You know what these women consider a great marriage? She gives him a whole cake, right? He gives her breadcrumbs. He throws her crumbs of kindness every now and again. He'll throw her a little bit of crumbs of attention. Of course, that's when he wants something. When he wants to release himself, or if he wants money out of her, then he'll be nice and throw her a breadcrumb or two. I don't do breadcrumbs. I don't. Why? Because I don't give breadcrumbs. And if you can't give me the whole cake, I don't want a slice of the cake. I don't want no crumbs of it. I don't want just the icing. I want the same cake that I give you. If you can't pour back into me the same energy that I'm pouring back into you, you and me, we're done. It's over. Why? I know my worth. I know what I bring to the table. And I know that I'm the gift, baby. That's the part that I really hang on to. God created me as your helper, not vice versa. You need the help. I'm here to help make your life easier and better. Every single man that I was with, his life was always easier and better, and I educated the damn fools. Every day. Every other day, they always learn something new when it came to SheilaTruelove, because I'm an avid reader. I love research, and I love knowledge. You know what I mean? So women, know your worth, child. Let me see what's going on if she has a part 4. No, there's no part 4. And again, her name is on TikTok, Real Talk with Denise. So if you want to check her out, she's drinking like crazy and she's partying. She looked like she's doing okay. Let me see what's going on. She has one here called Heartbreak. Hold on. Okay, no, I think you should check it out for yourself. Real Talk with Denise, all one word. Go check her out on TikTok. Okay, anyway, I love you and I wanted to share this with you. Like I said, this is 2023. Ladies, we have to do better. We have to stop pretending like we're victims. Well, I've never been a victim, child, please. I ain't got time for the nonsense, the foolishness. You sign up for these things. Again, it's up to you to put a stop to all this nonsense. It's 2023. Sit your partner down. Say, honey, make sure he's in a good mood. He got dinner, sexed up and all that crap. And the house is clean. You looking hotter than hot. And say, honey, is there any way that I could talk to you? Or can we make an appointment that we can talk? Because I know you came from work and you're probably tired and all the above. And I was hoping maybe I could have a couple of minutes of your time. And when he agrees to it, you sit down. This is a new year, baby. Love you, honey bunny, sweetums, whatever your pet name for him. You know, I've decided that I need to set some boundaries here. Because, you know, I'm not happy. I'm just so not happy. And considering I pay half the bills here, I'm hoping and praying, with all due respect that I'm speaking to you, that, yeah, you're going to have to kind of step up your game a bit when it comes to the housework and the raising of the children. Because if that's not going to happen, and I'm not giving you an ultimatum, I'm not threatening you. This is not a threat or an it's a promise. If you're not going to contribute more around the house when it comes to the cooking, the cleaning, and yeah, going forward, you will be doing your own laundry, baby. Love you. Yeah, you're going to be doing your own laundry. And yeah, so you present this to him. Watch your volume. Make sure your tone is loving and try to be soft. Talk softly. And keep in mind, Jehovah God and Jesus Christ, they love people who are humble. So you speak humbly at the same time with assertion, not aggression, because aggressive means you're too freaking forceful, and that's masculine, to be honest. But speaking with assertion and speak with conviction. That means you speak with authority, okay? It's your God-given authority to communicate with your partner, your husband especially, and yeah. And so you make sure you speak to him humbly, and if he doesn't agree to it, then you're going to have to stick with your boundaries, and you're going to have to tell him either he leaves or you leave. That's why it's important for you to have your own money. And then you'll notice as time goes on, he's doing the work half-ass, excuse my French, colloquialism, if you will. He's doing it half booty because he wants to try to say, well, you do it better, you know, and you let him know, well, I do it better because I put work into it and I practice doing it. Don't worry, baby. You'll get better at it too. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it. Like washing the dishes. Like cleaning the bathroom. I preferred my husband to clean the bathroom once a week, take out the garbage when it needed to be taken care out. And once a week he vacuums the living room and he mops the floors, which is just the kitchen floor because everything in my house is carpet. So he vacuums once a week, bathroom, thoroughly clean the bathroom. You know how they are with toilet seats up, missing the toilet seat when they urinate and it's all inside of whatever that is about. I ain't feeling none of that crap. Anyway, so he did that, and I used to do all the cooking. I kind of like doing the cooking, but if that's not your thing, then men know how to cook this day and age, and if they don't, we have YouTube channel showing you how to fry chicken, make some chicken and noodles, oxtails, and whatever the heck, some soul food. He can watch it on YouTube, write down the ingredients that you need, take it to the market, pick it all up, get on YouTube, and let's go in the kitchen and start cooking. You guys can even sit there together and have fun, have the kids around while you cooking, while daddy's cooking. Don't forget to get his apron. Put his little apron on him, making him look all cute and all. As you do the family thing. This week, he's doing all the cooking. Next week, you do all the cooking. This week, to be honest with you, when it comes to raising these children, go get your Bible. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 4. What do you see there? It says, you fathers go on raising up these children. That's their job to really raise these children. You shouldn't even, well, 50-50 for, only 50-50 with that when it comes to the woman, is whatever the father dictates that he wants the children. I want the children bathed by 7 and in bed by 8. Honey, I want you to make sure the children get their homework done. That's our job, to carry out his orders. But he's really raising the children. That's his job. That's not no choice. There ain't no 50-50 in the Bible, blah, blah, blah. That's his job. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 4, all day long. And don't forget to be very respectful and be feminine, whatever the hell, and watch your tone when you're speaking to men. Do not raise your voice. You know that you're talking too loud anytime someone would be able to hear you in the next room. That's how you monitor the volume in your voice. Make sure you speak at the level where a person couldn't hear you in the next room. And that's how you check that. With your tone, I'm very sarcastic. I can be. Sometimes I'm a little impatient because I figure, oh my God, I mean, how old are you again? Shouldn't you know these things? And sometimes I'm a little impatient, what have you. But good morning, Lewis. I'm getting messages from people saying Happy New Year, Sheila, and Happy New Year to everyone, and I love you so much. I do. But anyway, like I said, ladies, you are beautiful, you are sexy, and yes, you are powerful. Don't forget to do the job that God and Jesus designed you to do, and that's to be his helper, to make him the best man that he can be. And in order to do that, you can't be tolerating bullery. I got to go now because I got to answer a lot of these things. I'll get back to you. I love you. Bye. Happy New Year.